Good morning, race fans. Happy Black Friday. Those of you in the United States, Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving. This is the Racing Tickets YouTube channel, and this is Scratch coming in with commentary. We've got about 8.5 minutes to go before FP1 starts. We're going to talk about that because we got 10 rookies. I'll go over the rookies in one moment. I want to thank everyone who's shown up so far. You see, we got about 500 you right now and 100 likes. Oh, well, I say 178 likes. Sorry, 533 at this moment. Thank you. So, welcome to what is racing is called the end game. This is the last race of the season. It's Abu Dhabi. And while there are things that have locked up, there's still a lot to play for. There's still, and we're going to talk about that in that moment. I will talk about the rookies in about 10 minutes. When we actually get the timing chart up, I'll go over the rookies then. But let's go over, again, I want to thank everyone who's here right now, like RS, Paula, Danish. Who else? I know there are more of you. These are the people who are in green in chat. I want to throw them out because they're members of the channel, and I want to thank them. Like me, we're all members of the channel. We support the channel every month to help it grow. We can get support racing statistics any way we can. If you haven't liked or subscribed, now's a great time. Again, we've got 108,000 subscribers, almost 109,000. We're only 400 away from that. That's cool. We'll probably get that over this weekend. So let's just go over quickly what's to be played for. Again, so with the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull's going to skirt first, and Alpine is fixed at 6. So those are the two that we know definite. But even with Alpine, within Alpine itself, there's another battle going on. We'll talk when we talk about the drivers. We've got a battle for second, and that's between Mercedes and Ferrari. And that's Mercedes got an 8 points, so 392 to 288 points in Mercedes' favor. Can Ferrari overtake that? It's possible. If Russell has a bad weekend, have any of those have a bad weekend, they will. Oh, I forgot before we go to that. I wanted to just shout out Christine Bay Crispy, another one of our members. She gave us a $50 Philippine peso donation about like 45 minutes ago when we went live with music. So I want to give her a shout out now while we're all here. So thank you very much for that. Let me jump back to the battle of the constructor. So for P2 battle, 8 points between Mercedes and Ferrari, and then for P4 we've got a 7-point battle between McLaren and Aston Martin. And McLaren is in that. If I have that right, I think it's 284 to 273. So they're like P2, P3, P4, P. There's a lot to be played for. Then we have the battle down at the bottom, and we've got Williams at 28, AlphaTauri at 21, Alfa Romeo at 16, Haas at 12. And any good weekend for any of these guys can move these up. I mean, most likely Williams is probably going to be, but AlphaTauri has we could see again. There's only a 7-point difference between AlphaTauri and Williams, so there's a case for that if they have a good weekend, they could jump above Williams. That is to be seen. On the driver's side, 1, 2, 3 is locked up with Max, Checo, Lewis in that particular order, and then we have a battle for fourth between fourth to 7th. So it's Sainz at 200 with an advantage with a win to his name. Fernando is also at 200. Again, Sainz gets the advantage because he's got the win this year. And we've got Norris at 195, 5 points behind them guys. And then we got Leclerc stalking at 7th at 188, 12 points behind. But typically that 4, 5, 6, that order right there, any of them, it is very it's very close. And anyone who's got a good weekend this weekend, like, hey, if Lando, a lot of people are saying it'd be great if Lando wins. If he wins, he's going to take P4 out of this group. So, looking at chat right now, there was a rumor that Hamilton asked Red Bull and Ferrari for a seat. Is that true? The Ferrari seat, we know that was a rumor. That was not true. Red Bull Racing, basically, what that's come up basically is that Horner said, basically, hey, Lewis, come talk to us. Yeah, he picked up a phone. He had a message, but nothing serious came about that. And it's, I don't think it's within. It was more professional courtesy, Nothing ever really came of that at this point. We're on about 5 minutes before the start of the session. Let's see, I'm live. Just making sure I'm live on my F1 TV screen. Yeah, they're going through the track right now. Track layout. That's to give you an idea. They're showing the compounds again. This year we got C5, C4, C3 for the soft, medium, hard. So these are the softest compounds that Pirelli provides. Same as we had in Vegas, basically. But getting back to that rumor, basically, like there was some communication between Horner and, but it's nothing like nothing that like went any further than professional courtesy is how I read the articles about it. It came up, and I think Lewis mentioned it, and that's why we're talking about it now. But yeah, there was nothing really there. I know there was a lot of like, oh, would it be great? But it's more fantasy booking at this point than actual reality. In terms of the drivers, getting back, we've got Russell. He's pretty much locked in at 8th at this point. No one, he can't jump above anyone, and no one below him. He's at 160, so he's like 28 from Leclerc, and then Oscar is like over 100 below him. So we've got a mathematical battle for P9 between Oscar and Stroll. Stroll is 16 behind. He's mathematically in there. Not like he's going to overtake him, though. But then 10th, 11th, 12th, we've got Stroll at 73. We've got Gasly at 62, and then Ocon at 58. So Gasly is 11 behind Stroll, and Ocon is 6 behind Gasly. And there's a potential for a battle within Alpine this weekend to see who takes the top spot. After the battle of Alpine, basically from Alonso 27 down to Tsunoda 14, 13 points, then it's a battle of who's at the bottom. And anyone who's got a good weekend this weekend in that bottom from 13th down is going to shake things up more likely. All right, so we've got the visual chart now. And we've got 10 rookies. So the first one I'm going to go over right now is with the Red Bulls. That's Dennis, which is basically, he's the 2023 Formula E champion. I believe he's in for Verstappen. And I forgot these wrong. It's either Hajjah is in for Dennis is in for Verstappen, and Hajjah is in for Perez, or I've got the drivers backwards. Ultimately, Red Bull is running both of their rookies during this session. Why do we have these rookies? Because there's a requirement for each team to run a rookie in FP1. And we have not done this like we've only done half of the rookies so far this year. So here's the other half of the rookies. Some of them are going to be doing double dipping, like Schwartzman. He's with Ferrari Reserve. He's in for, I believe, Leclerc. He's a Ferrari driver academy and their reserve driver. Vesti, he's in for Hamilton right now. He's currently second in FP2. That's why he's here. Dune is the Alpine reserve driver. He's going to be driving in Ocon's car. I believe Pato O'Ward is driving. Let me just check. Yeah, he's in Lando's car. Come back to Pato. He's really interesting. I need to give him some time. Behrman basically is one of the Haas drivers. He was in for Magnussen in Mexico City. Impressed in that he's currently 6 in FP2, and then we have Theo Porcher, the Alfa Romeo driver. He's currently leading the F2 series. He's their reserve driver. In Mexico City, he tested in Mexico City. Unfortunately, there was mechanical issues with Bottas's car, so he's in with, I believe, Joe's car this weekend. That's correct. And then we've got Dragovic in Aston Martin. He's their reserve driver. He's the 22 reserve F2 champion. And then O'Sullivan is driving Albon. He is the 2023 F3 run-up, so he'll be in FP2 next year. Let's go back to Pato O'Ward. He's the McLaren driver. He's in Lando's car. He is now officially one of the reserve drivers for the McLaren. He's part of the McLaren family. So for those who don't know Pato O'Ward, he is an IndyCar driver. He's a very good IndyCar driver. He actually took, well, though he had a good year, not a great year, but a good year in IndyCar this year, and took fourth in the IndyCar Championship. He's one of the big new young talent in IndyCar. If you follow IndyCar at all, basically he's one of he's there with Pelot, with Colton Herta. They're the young new talent in IndyCar right now. So you see right now we've just started. We've got cars on track. I think we're showing Stroll at the moment. Drogovic is in the for Alonso's car right now. And joining me right now for FP1 is Gaster. Gaster, if you guys don't remember, basically filled in a few weeks ago when I had a work event. I want to thank him onto the channel.
Hello.
Hey man, how you doing?
What's up?
I'm doing good. FP1 just started, man.
So who else is in today?
Everybody. So there's 10 rookies in right now.
Schwartzman, Vesti. Okay.
Right now, the only there's 4 cars not on track right now. The McLaren's, Pato is not on track. Oscar's not on track. Boss, okay. Pochard just came back in the pits. Newman just came back in the pits, and then Sarge is now on an out lap.
Oh.
So,
sorry if I don't really have much to say right now. Just trying to absorb all the information I see.
yeah, I know. I threw a bunch of notes into the commentary box. So one of the things that's going on right now, Swartzen is right now driving with an aero rake, and it looks like O'Ward is also driving on. So basically, they've got these aero rakes that basically, for those who don't know, are basically this array of sensors that are on the car to get a feel for airflow at certain. And there's different aero rakes for different parts of the car where you can mount it on the car. They're pain in the ass to put on, really easy to take off.
Okay, that's something new I learned today.
The other thing you might see, if you see like a blotch of like green or orange on a car out of place, that's usually an indication of FlowViz paint. So I don't think we've got any FlowViz paint at the moment, but we've got we're seeing air rakes on the car. And that maybe they are testing something on these cars that's for next year is possibility.
So that means most of the rookies are currently using air rakes of sorts to collect data, right?
Only 2 so far. We've only seen two with the air rakes on the cars.
Only 2.
Yeah. So it was Pocher and O'Ward had rakes on. And they are probably they go out and they only need to do a few laps with those rakes, so they'll come in and take those off.
Okay. Good to know.
So one thing that you'll see is that these rookies are not necessarily going for full speed in these cars. They're a lot of them are getting used to the cars and getting the feel for how a full F1 car versus what they are using in other sessions. So again, right now we've got Russell Science, Ricardo Magazine, and Sonoda right now.
Those seem like
Sullivan is right now is the top rookie.
Sullivan, it's Vesti now.
And Vesti's in for Hamilton in the Mercedes.
Is AlphaTauri the only team with both drivers that don't have a rookie in?
Um,
Looks like it, right?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. When did Tsunoda substitute? I do not remember this.
Yeah, I think they did. I know one of them did um in Mexico City. One of them was in Mexico. One of
It has to be Tsunoda because Ricardo's car had De Vries in it, didn't it?
but De Vries was the driver of the car at that time.
Oh, I'd like to ask actually this substitution thing. Do they go by the car or the driver?
It's by car. So basically,
by
each
car.
car, yeah, it's by car.
So at least for the car that De Vries and Ricardo is in, that means that there already has been a rookie in it.
So Lawson may have. It's one of those weird ones. I got to go back and look. Lawson may have been in the car as a rookie. He may have qualified at one point as a rookie for the car.
Yeah.
But I know that with Tsunoda that he was replaced at one point.
All right. Thank you.
So one of the people in chat right now is all new names, sub drivers, and junior drivers. Yeah, these are all junior drivers that you're seeing with the first initial
All the
like in their
initial plus their family name. Yep.
Yeah, these are all the replacement drivers right now.
Sullivan is fast. Mm.
We've gone about 9 minutes so far in this session right now. Still got several drivers who've not got out there right now. Wow. Okay, so O'Sullivan, who's in for Albin, he's right now current P3. He's only a second and a half behind. He's in P3 right now, only a 2.2 behind Russell's best time. 0.75, three quarters of a second behind Sainz. Sorry, Sainz is only 3 points. So he's a half a second behind Sainz, who's in P2. Sargent is P4 right now, and he's ahead of Sargent by 0.0 like 1.525, less than a tenth between those guys.
Yeah, really. I think Sullivan seems to be doing pretty decent so far.
I mean, it is early, but the fact that he's got a lot faster than Sargent, that we've been like trying to like. So Ricardo's now just set to P2 with a 128.280. Again, we're only 10 minutes of the session, so these are early times. Behrman is outperforming. So the next one is, and Sainz has just taken that back from Ricardo. Behrman is P6 over Magnussen, who's P7. Tsunoda's just jumped up to P2, so that's just pushed them to 7 to 8th. Gasly's now
third. P3. Wow. Well, I had no idea Jake Dennis was in the Red Bull.
Vesey's just jumped into the 120 P6. He's up 1 second behind Russell's time. So he's up 1 second behind in equal equipment at this point.
I'm surprised about Tsunoda's pace, but as you said, it's still really early, and so we don't have the best idea yet.
So, what are Skypins guys asking? Who's in for Red Bull right now? I'm gonna go over that. Dennis and Hajar are the two drivers. They're both Max and Checo are not driving FP1 this session. They will be back in FP2. But those are the two drivers who are driving the Red Bull cars right now. I'll go over them right now. Schwartzman is in for Leclerc on the Ferrari car. Vessi's in the Mercedes car for Hamilton. Doonan is in the Alpine for Ocon. Padawar is in the McLaren for Lando's car. Behrman is in the Haas for Hulkenberg. Poksher is in the Alfa Romeo of Zhou. And then Drugovich is in the Aston Martin for Alonso. And then O'Sullivan is in the Williams of Albon right now. So again, there's 10 of them. And it's just like with Red Bull, they didn't run any of their rookies until this point. Mesa is pointing out that he's on a soft, and he's only P5 at the moment. That's a good question.
But yeah, it's really early to really draw any sort of conclusion from all these because it is the first practice session. Although yeah, it is a bit worrying that it's 1 second behind on a
So
faster compound.
right now, I want to point out Pato O'Ward basically is on an outlap right now. He's been consistently in the top 5 of IndyCar for the past 4 years.
That's impressive.
IndyCar and lower. He's one of the big talents right now in IndyCar at the moment.
Okay, learning new things about all these drivers because I don't follow the other series as much, so I don't have much info on the rest of the careers. Gee. What's
I mean,
I saw slip. He slipped his rear out of the exit.
yeah, it's Pato, and he's getting used to that car, and it's not unusual to see that with the McLaren. I've seen Lando do that often.
Oh, it's rear a bit loose in general. Is that it?
I've seen Lando do that regularly with that car, so it's
Oh, so
to see
it's kind of
Pato
a
do
car thing.
yeah, and Pato, this is like the second time in the McLaren car, so he's
Doing
getting
like
used to
a
doing a test.
doing like a
It
fast lap, huh? Right.
actually driving the car itself. So he basically he's getting still used to. I mean, you got to remember he's used to a very different car over here in the United States.
Oh, that's true. That's
with
true.
IndyCar. Not
No,
James
he's
asking
not.
about
For
Oscar.
sure.
I was just out for a lap. Hasn't basically did an installation lap. They went out. He went out, did something, came back from the pits. Essentially,
Russell seems to have an issue with steering. Uh, we'll see how that turns out later.
Russell's now on an outlap right now.
Really? Because I mean, oh, he's an outlap. I think he's coming back in because he seemed to have an issue with it.
Yeah. We're only 60. We've got 46 minutes left in this session right now. I know someone said 40 minutes remaining. That's not correct. We've got a lot more time to go. Again, this is the Racing Seas YouTube channel, and you've got Grash and Gaster with you right now on commentary.
Sullivan. I'm impressed by Sullivan so far. Consistently the fastest rookie on the grid right now.
He's only a tenth, within a tenth of him is Vesti. That's impressive. And then a few tenths off of that, we've got Award, Brimman, and Dennis at this point.
Not
Yeah,
too far
I
from
mean,
each other. I think that's a good thing.
yeah. So those are the fact that that's a major that's a major. Again, O'Sullivan is the 2023 F3 runner-up. He's going to be an F2 next year. So that's a talent. That's a name that we need to keep an eye on coming from F3 to F2. Who is going to be he's going to be a player at some point. Give him some time to develop. The fact that he's already in F1 car, he's already top of the rookies at this point. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I agree. Really.
Yeah, I mean,
runner up to champion in Formula 3 seems to be pretty quick for his first time in a midfield car at most. So that's really impressive for seventh right now.
Right now,
and so it seems like many people aren't aware about the rookie thing that's going on today.
And that is that's very part of it is because we've got 10 of them happening today. Unfortunately, normally this is usually like this is done more of these. We see more of these rookies throughout the year instead of seeing 10 of them in FP1. Like Red Bull running both rookies today it's kind of it is what it is. Unfortunately, at the top board right now we've got Russell, Sonoda, and Sainz just setting new times. Ricardo just set a new time as well. Sargent P5.
Sonoda new time, really? Okay.
Yeah, Sonoda's current P2, fourth of a tenth behind Russell at the moment.
Which isn't that bad. Isn't that bad at all.
We've got Magazine on an outlap right now, so you'll be setting a time soon. We still haven't gotten times for Dragovic, Oscar, and Bottas and Pucher. They have not. They are on outlaps right now.
Yeah, the two Alfa Romeos are on the outlap, but seems like Drogovic and Piastri is still in pits. And also, wow, the Alpha livery. I do not know what to think of that. It's pure black.
And this is again. This is the last time we're going to see. It is pure black. I wonder what's going on. This is the last race that Alfa Romeo. So the team of Alfa we know as Alfa Romeo. This is the last race that this team is going to be known as Alfa Romeo. After this race, they are going to go back to Sauber.
Yeah,
Alfa Romeo Alfa Romeo as a sponsor is going to move over to Haas. So it's going to be Haas MoneyGram. Yeah, it's going to be like Haas Alfa Romeo MoneyGram team. It's going to be a weird mix.
I mean, I think it makes sense for them to move to Haas out of all the teams because they are somewhat Ferrari affiliated, so it makes sense to jump to one that already is.
Well, ultimately, the Sauber team we're going to see Sauber for 2 years, and then it's going to become the Audi team in 2026. Someone is asking who's the substitute driver, Lando Norris in FP1. That is Pato O'Ward. He is actually an IndyCar driver. He's part of the Arrow McLaren team over here in the United States, which is part of obviously the McLaren family. So he has been signed as a reserve driver for McLaren. So for the F1 McLaren team, he's now signed as a reserve driver. He is likely going to again race in IndyCar over here in the United States again next year, and then be bounced if he needs to be get on a flight over here as soon as he can type scenario. Jim has been asking why all the F2 drivers are in FP1. There's a requirement. It's a new requirement. It's only I think this is our second year with this requirement where every team is required to run a rookie. So a rookie is defined as a driver who has not driven in 2 or more F1 races. So Liam Lawson no longer falls in that. Under that stipulation. So we see the reserve drivers and other junior drivers come up during this. So Hippozyte in chat is pointing out that Jake Dennis is the Formula E champion. He is in for, I believe, Verstappen. He's a simulator and a development driver for Red Bull as well. The reason this is going on is because the amount of time teams don't have unlimited testing time as they used to years and years ago, and to basically give a chance for new drivers a chance to get to work with the F1 equipment, the F1 car before they have to jump into it. This is what they came up with, is that every team has to run a rookie at least once in each of their cars during FP1. And that's where you're seeing, again, Dennis and Hajar in both for Checo and Max today. Will they be the race? No, they're only racing in FP1. So Max and Checo will be back in FP2. Like same thing with Leclerc and Lando and Hulkenberg and Zhou. They'll all be back in FP2. They're only sitting early here in the FP1. Are the rookies using the seat inserts of the senior drivers? I don't believe so. I believe they have their own inserts made. A lot of them are F2 drivers, so they probably are using their F2 seats most likely. Those inserts are suited to each driver, and they're able to move them out. Look, Zach Brown is here.
Yeah. Piastri just had a lap, and the first thing I point out is that he's behind Pato O'Ward. That's I mean, it is Piastri's first lap. That's true. Yeah, it is his first lap, but He's P10. I kind of expected a bit faster from him. It is early on. Maybe we'd see more improvement from his
Yeah,
times.
let's see. He's on a medium tire, and we who knows what simulation, what program he's on at the moment.
Yeah,
If he's
sure.
if he stays out on several laps on that, then it's more they're testing the tire degradation on that. So that could be one of the programs. He could be loaded with fuel, doing a long run on those medium tires. Again, we've got 3 practice sessions on this weekend, so they don't need to go full blast on those cars right away.
Yeah, it isn't the sprint race, huh? Sprint weekend after all. Huh? Yeah, I think the first practice is a place where we can't really determine pace in general, I guess. Because, yeah, as you said, they could be running very different programs, and many don't set a quali lap until practice 2, or at least not this early on in the first practice.
One person, Jim Kurgan, if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, sorry, is responding to Polar. I think many are reserve drivers for each team. That is correct. Many of them are the reserve drivers, but we're seeing more than just reserve drivers. Like again, Dennis Hager. Dennis is basically the Formula E champion this year. We're seeing Poitier, who is a reserve driver, but also leading in F2. O'Sullivan is the 2023 F3 runner-up. He's in. So we're seeing more of the junior drivers than just the reserve drivers at this point. Nathan, sorry to break to you, but Vesti's in for Hamilton for this session. So it's a little early to saying hammer time, unless you want Vesti to be hammer time.
Vesti time.
And I understand right now it's just the timing chart that we're using. When you have a replacement driver, the way they handle it is they go to a not for the team, and I understand your issue with that. That's why I'm trying to like go through as we go through. Like right now, Jack Doohan they're doing a wing change on Jack Doohan's car at the moment.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
Like you said, they're probably testing out setups.
Setups, new parts. It could be.
Yeah.
This could be a part. This could be a part for next year.
Yeah, that's true. They could be so-called testing developmental parts right now.
That's not Vesti. That's Doohan. So we just saw Doohan come in and do a wing change. He's in the Ocon's Alpine car. He's an F2 driver. He's also their reserve driver as well. Pulling in one of the AlphaTauris, and that is Edge Yuki. They're rolling into the garage, and he has. If you notice, there is some green on his car. That's Flovi's paint. Where's Leclerc? Leclerc right now is out for FP1. Basically, Schwartzman is in for so he's the academy driver for Ferrari and their reserve driver. He's in for rookie testing and training. So Leclerc is out of this session at the moment, and there's 10 drivers not here. So again, going through as best as I can.
Schwartzman is currently doing a lap right now. His first sector wasn't particularly great, especially on softs. Maybe a race simulation. I'm not sure because he's 0.9 seconds off in first two sectors.
And again, it's not necessarily about the full power, getting the most out of the car. It's about getting them used to the car itself right now. So we're not seeing them, doing crazy race simulation at the moment.
Really, just like getting the feel of the car. Huh?
I think he just went off the track too.
Yeah, he did. He definitely
did.
did.
A 1.8. So he did a 128.1, I believe. That puts him into P12 right now, which is head of Vasseur at the moment, which is interesting. What happened to why did they going over following a replay of Theo? What's happened?
Okay, it looks like Porsche is complaining. about his car
Yeah,
bottoming out.
bottoming out on turns two and three at the moment. So for those who are member of Mexico City, Pocher went out in Zhou's car and came back in within immediately because there was issue with the car, and that's part of Alfa Romeo for the year this year. This is looking nice. This map looks really nice at the moment.
Yeah, it is clean. That's true.
Again, let's just go over. We are again about 30, just past. We're under 32 minutes and a half at this point in this session. Let's go over the rookies one more time. So Dennis is in for Verstappen. Harjah is in for Perez. So both Red Bulls are in with rookie drivers. Schwartzman is in for Leclerc, the Ferrari car. Vessi's in the Hamilton's Mercedes car. Doonan is in Alpine's Arkansas. We just saw him get a wing change. Award is in for Lando's McLaren. For those who don't know, Pato Award is an IndyCar driver, part of the Arrow McLaren. So he's in the McLaren family on the IndyCar side. He is also one of their reserve drivers now, signed as a reserve driver as well. Oscar Bimman is in Hulkenberg's Haas. He impressed. He actually had a very good test in Mexico City, and he's currently 6th in FP2. Theo Pocher is in the Alfa Romeo. He is the leading F2 right now, about to win. And then he's also their reserve driver. Mechanical issues again in Mexico City. So he was in Zhou's car for FP1 in Mexico City, and mechanical issues basically brought him into the garage right away. So to see him,
he was in Zhou's car.
Yeah, he in FP1 in Mexico City. He was in for Zhou during that session. Unfortunately,
I mean, because it says that Bottas is out right now.
Bottas is out. I'm talking about a different race. So Porsche, Mexico City, a month ago, was in Zhou's car.
Yep, and he's in Zhou's car again. Is that it?
Is that, or I may have that wrong, but oh no, he wasn't Bottas' car. You're correct. Thank you.
All right.
But but there was an issue with the car. There was one again. More importantly, there was an issue with the car, and it was an issue with both cars. I remember Mexico City. Basically, shortened he was out for like a lap or two, and came right back in, and that was it.
Yeah, he only had an out lap, and then just pit right back in.
We got Drogovic. Basically, he is the F2 champion. He's also Aston Martin's reserve driver. He's in an Alonso car for this session. And then we've got Zach O'Sullivan. He's in the Williams of Albon. Albon's Williams car. He is the F3 runner-up this year. Will be an F2 next year. He is performing extremely well in that Williams car.
Oh yeah, definitely. Sullivan, once again, consistently the top rookie. So I'm not sure if this just means the Williams car is something really easy to get a feel and get used to, or he really just has that raw pace that not a lot of rookies have. I'm not too sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think any of us do.
I mean, we see Dennis and we see Harjah in the Red Bulls, and I'm gonna put this more to talent than the car at this point.
That really says something about Sullivan, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean he's in Albon's car, and he's the top rookie right now. He's only a second and a half off the pace. I mean, Pato was within a tenth of him, and he's an established IndyCar driver. So yeah, I mean, this is to see Pato on the top of that list. That's really good to see. That's a validation of the talent that I see in IndyCar. Third is I believe Drogovic. He's the F2. He's an F2 champion. You would expect that he'd be up there. Schwartzman, he's a reserve driver. And then we're seeing that where Vesti and Dennis are ahead of Pocher. Again, these are early times. But yeah, they're testing what these guys are doing at the moment.
Vesti just went P4. Wow. I mean, wait, is that a typo? No?
Yeah, no, he's
Vesti.
P4. He did a 127.089.
Okay. Oh yeah, he just did. Oh, it's a soft tire, but still, that is quick.
So there was an incident with Sargent and Doohan, and which will be investigated after the point.
I did just realize though, Sullivan's time here is actually done on soft tires, unlike Award and Drogovic, so that might matter.
Yeah, but he's still top. He's still top. I mean, Vesti
He's
just did a
definitely in
soft
top.
tire,
Yeah, I
right?
mean, in a Williams, he did a good. Now he definitely did a good
Yeah.
lap. Still, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, for halfway through the session to be at top of the rookies, that's a big deal.
Oh yeah, because I mean, ignoring let's say the second lap, like the first lap, we saw all of them do their laps, and then out of all the rookies, Sullivan was ahead. So that already says something.
We got James's saying Ward of no, it's Pato O'Ward. Very Irish sounding name that happens with Mexicans. Because a lot of Irish people went to Mexico. Go figure. But Pato basically is a driver in IndyCar, and that's partly why he's done so well so far in this test. Now he's been pushed down to 14 because other people have jumped above him, but essentially we are getting to the point where we're going to see he's not on track at the moment. Ooh. So Doohan had to go around Sargent. What did Sargent have? Ooh, it might be Sargent's fault. That might
really,
be that.
And at that point of the turn, it feels like it's a really short time to react, and he's going into pits. So.
Well, part of what's going on is that what we're looking at is that Sargent kind of veered toward the center of the track, and that didn't give Doohan a lot of space. He had to react around him. It looks like Doohan is reacting to Sargent. This will be investigated after. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. This is going to be interesting because we're dealing with someone who's on the grid and someone who's not on the grid. So this will be interesting.
Oh yeah, that's a thing I didn't realize, but I do think that I don't really blame Doohan for that. I don't think the visibility would have been that great, as in like he had really short time to see the car coming. So I would say this is more on the team for not warning Sargent at all.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at right now after seeing the replay. Is that it's more on Sargent's side than is on Doohan. Doohan is basically reacting. So
definitely,
we will see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. They may. We may see partly. I think why Sargent. So the Doohan. We saw a swerve from Doohan, and then we saw a swerve around for Sargent. We'll see. We'll see what the again. We'll see after FP2 what's going on. They have already said they're going to basically.
Sargent just set a new fastest lap. Wait, the lap that preceded it, was he trying to pit or was he warming up his tires?
No, he did the 127.004.
And the lap before was where the incident happened, no, right?
It was about a few minutes ago.
Then it's not. All right.
Ooh, it's just the back end of Sargent's car. So he goes into
Ooh, yeah. I just saw it.
He may have gone off the track as well. That's another thing we'll keep an eye on for FP2. What happened with that as well? Award just went P5 with a 127.114.
Gasly is a purple sector too, and he just had fastest lap. Wow, not fastest. Sorry, second fastest. Apologies. Although Russell has been consistently over half a second in front of everyone. That is Do you think this is to do with like the so-called programs that you're running, or does Mercedes just
Yeah,
seem
pretty
quick this
much.
weekend?
I mean,
Okay,
it's
wait,
hard to say.
what was last
I
year's
mean,
quality lap time in the first place?
I wouldn't even bother with like these times because we've got so many rookies in. I mean, we don't have
That's
Max out
true.
there. We don't have Checo. We don't have Hamilton. We don't have Alonso out there. Leclerc is now out there.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's really just seeing the
it's
drivers get a feel. That's really the
yeah.
main thing about this practice, huh? All right.
What's happening with Carlos? Let's take a look at where Carlos is at the moment.
He's at
He's done
13.
about six. He's P13. He's done 16 laps, which is one of the most at the moment. So he's on a long run. Looks like at this moment. So he's not set up to be for like a quali run. For those who are asking.
Hmm.
Yeah, if I can ask people in chat to stop using all caps, you guys are like, we don't need to be yelling at each other. That's what that means. And we've got we're not jumping out of our seats out of something crazy going on at the moment. What's up with Oscar? Oscar right now is
6.
he's 6. Head of award. He may be not doing a program that's not necessarily like a quality program. Russell just
Yeah, I
set a new
think.
fastest time with a 1:26.00027.
Yeah, I think
So
as
he's
you
going to be
said, realistically, all of them are going with different programs right now, so we're not going to be seeing all the fast so-called quali laps anytime soon. Likely, we'll see something either really at the end of this practice or just in the second practice, which will have none of the rookies.
give you an idea, like Stroll, Ricardo, Drogovic, I know Schwartzman, and I know Hajar have all been on their like the one tire so far, and they are just pounding out laps essentially on those cars.
That's
They,
usually to
yeah,
check degradation, isn't it?
yeah, pretty much is to see what degradation is going on. Edenkin's asking why no colors because the way that our timing sheet works, if there's a driver who is in for reserve, they're not. The team color goes to this white, this gray. I know we're trying to get them to not do that. Like ideally, like hey, Pato Award should be the same color as if it was Lando's car. So it's something that's with the timing chart that we're using. It's not something that we don't necessarily have full control over, unfortunately. So take a look at the rookies right now. Vesti right now is currently in the pits right now, but he's currently leading the rookies. He's only at 7/10 off of Russell's time. The next rookie is Award. He is within a tenth of Oscar's time on track. Drogovic is he's in the pit. He's coming into the pits right now. He's in the
Sarge,
Aston Martin time, and um, Sargent just did a sector fastest sector 1. Thank you. Drogovic is basically where is Stroll?
Stroll is. Oh, he lost his rear. That was a massive slide. Wow. He looked pretty fast too. I mean, at sector 2 was 0.6 seconds behind, and he's on mediums, which is, I think, an impressive speed from him. But yeah, he made a mistake this lap.
So like Drogovic is the reserve driver for Aston Martin. He's only 2/10 behind Stroll.
Oh,
O'Sullivan is basically in for Albon. He's only 4/10 behind Sargent right now. Bierman is 1.5 seconds behind Russell's time. Ooh,
sorry
Oscar's
to
down
interrupt, but
P2.
Sargent has 2 purple sectors, and he gets a yellow sector 3. What happened there? What happened there? Sargent had 2 purple sectors, and now he's yellow on 3rd.
No, P4 for Sargent.
Yeah, because he made a mistake in sector 3. I have no idea what, because his sector 1s and 2s are purple. So, well, did he get into an accident or like an incident?
No.
I mean, or
no, we'll have to go back and look. They'll go back and figure out what's going on, what happened in Sector 3. I mean, like we just saw Lance have that slide, and that took him.
oh yeah,
Lost a lot of time with that slide. Did he bail him? Again, we're still following Stroll's lap on the replay at the moment. We'll see what happened in Sargent in a moment.
Sargent, yeah.
We're following Bierman right now. Bierman had a good outing in Mexico City, I believe. PSI Legend in chat saying so the wind has really picked up though. Thank you for pointing that out to us.
Oh yeah, okay, that definitely will contribute to how stable the class feels.
Yeah, Venture Nova is asking, normally don't we have an F1 rookie test? Again, we normally see more of these rookies during the year. It just teams decided to put them all in Abu Dhabi this year. We got 10 rookies for that reason.
Think as you, since this is a new thing, you're since last year, right? This rookie substituting a driver thing.
I mean, it makes these sessions more interesting because we get to look at what these rookies are doing and how they're doing. Part of the reason why we're seeing a lot of these rookies now, it's the end of the year, so a lot of things are basically wrapped up. Not everything. We've talked about that. We can go over that again. But a lot of these rookies have driven on this track. So, like F2 is going to drive this weekend at Abu Dhabi. They're going to finish their season with F1 here. So a lot of those rookies know this track already, so it's an easier place for them to bring them into to drive. The same with I want to say Barcelona. It's the Spain track that they test on and do pre-season testing on. They know that track as well. They drive on that track. They know that track as well. So they've got a lot of data on that. These are tracks that they've got a lot of data on. Has Sargent scored any points? He has scored points. He has scored a point this year so far.
I do want to ask though, the last turn seems like many people are losing control of their rears around there. Is it really to do with how is a fast approach, or is there something up with the track surface there, or is it just the wind direction?
I'm not sure at the moment. I'm counting it to driver at this point because we saw Stroll do it. We saw, I think, Pato Ward do it. We saw a couple people do that. So I think it's mostly driver at the moment until I know wind has picked up, but I don't think the wind over there would. I don't think it's a factor in that point at the moment.
Okay, I guess we won't know for now. We'll have to see, I guess, later on in the later practice sessions and see how all the drivers fare there.
Yeah, we'll see. We will get a better idea of if it's something with the track related, if more drivers are doing in FP2, or if it's just talent or experience, I should say. We've got 15 minutes left in the session. Again, this is the Race to Futures channel. You've got Grass and Gaster in for commentary right now, and we have 10 rookies in FP1 right now, and I'm going to go over them right now as fast as I can. Dennis is in for Verstappen. Hajar is in for Perez. So both Red Bulls have rookie drivers. Schwartzman is in for Leclerc. Vesey is in for Hamilton. So those are asking where Hamilton is, taking the session off because of a rookie driver. Ocon is in. Donen is in for Ocon. Ward is in Lando's car with McLaren. He's an IndyCar driver. Behrman is in Hulkenberg's car. Porsche is in for Alfa Romeo. He's actually driving this time. He did not get a chance to do so for very long in Mexico City. And then we've got Jurgovic, the reserve driver for Aston Martin, F2 champion from 2022, in for Alonso. And then the F3 runner-up from this year, O'Sullivan, is in the Albon's Williams car, and he's been impressive so far today. Yeah, only F1 sessions
Only
It's only
FP1 sessions. Yep.
yeah. So the rule is basically for each car there needs to be a rookie driver in it for one of the FP1 sessions. Red Bull has decided to do it for both their cars in this session. So you're seeing shots of Max on the pit wall, pretending to be his best engineer impersonation right now. We are 13 minutes and a half in this session to go. Right now, we're trying to see it.
What is
We got a
Pato doing?
replay at Pato Award.
Slide again.
Yeah, it's a slide.
Really.
That was a more controlled.
And
slide.
okay, there's another clip of Sullivan too. Yeah, I see a lot of rookie names though. It could be like, and yeah, it's probably mistakes, isn't it?
Stroll's doing it as well. So what we're seeing
is it in the exact same spot where they look grip, or is it just around the turn?
It is the exact
same spot. Do you think there's like a patch where there's no grip on the track? Because if it's really right around the same area where they're really slipping the rear, then that seems less to do with drivers.
I believe that they did a resurfacing of the track, is what I understand. Okay. So it could be green in that area.
All right. It's basically not run in yet.
Generally saying, I feel bad for Carlos. I wouldn't be worried about Carlos. I know he's P16 right now, but basically he's done 16 laps. He's in the pits right now, but he may not be doing any qualifying runs. You're not going to see. The track is not in a time or temperature range that you're going to see for qualification, anyways. So we're not going to see. He may be doing a race run. He may be looking at tire derogation. He may not. It's not doing that full speed. That you would be expecting. He's not doing it a Max Verstappen. Hit the hammer, and then as we do that, just as I mentioned, Bottas just went to P2 with a 0.38
P2. Yeah, good job to him. But that's a good thing you point out that I didn't consider. It's that Abu Dhabi is a night race, so the current temperature doesn't really mean too. It means that the conditions of the tracks are going to be different, and therefore they won't be able to use for qualifying, for race. At least it's not going to be as useful as obtaining data.
Benjamin was asking, is Hodges the last one? No, Hajjaj is in one of the Red Bulls. Dennis is in the other Red Bull. So both Red Bull, both Max and Checo are not racing in, are not on track for rookies. Who are these people? Basically, they're junior drivers, and they're here to be part of the junior driver testing requirement that each team has. No, not 2024. Some of these you'll see sooner. You'll see some of these in the next year or so.
Though,
looking for any questions.
Ricardo's in P3. I didn't notice that. Schwartzman sets a purple sector 2.
Ooh.
Unbelievable. Schwartzman just set a purple sector 2. That is something to look out at. See how he does the whole lap.
And we've got 10 minutes to go in this session at this point. Dragovich is also on track. He's about to finish his lap.
Seems like.
And he goes off track.
Dragovich, P2. I think everyone's really ramping up the speed now. I believe.
Schwartzman goes P6. Though,
that was unfortunate.
Though Dragovich's lap, he did go off track. So if this was a qualification, that would not count.
Yeah, they're not counting.
But his
timing's about the whole lap though. So I think Dragovich did put in the good work.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. That's still a great lap. He's 0.3 off of Russell time. So right now, our fast sector, we've got Sargent in sector 1, Schwartzman sector 2, and Russell in sector 3 in terms of fastest sectors.
I guess they do want to give rookies like one quali lap or at least some sort of push lap to get a feel of the car when they're really getting it to
That
its
depends.
limits.
I mean, that depends on which team they're with and what they're doing. With like
That's true.
Djokovic, yeah. So like Djokovic, Schwartzman, they need to see those push laps because they need to see because they're the closest to being and Pocher is the other one. Those are the three drivers right now who they really need to see that out of. After that, I would say Award is the next one closest to jumping into a car if they need be. Who is in for Checo? What was I trying to say? Who is? Drogovic is in for Alonso. He's their he's the reserve driver for Aston Martin. He's also the last year's F2 champion.
Sainz 0.032 from Russell after finishing second sector.
Let's see how he comes. He's about 20 seconds away from finishing his lap. Stroll is just starting sector 3.
Yeah, he's also roughly 20 seconds finished. Sainz.
We're following signs right now.
Sainz also loses his rear. I think I think it's less skill related now. It's the track. There might be something to do with the track. I think seeing names like these really losing grip there, I do not think I can say that that's really driver related anymore.
It's almost part of it is that
it's really right on the exit of the turn. Like, let me take a look again. We'll look at the replay. Yeah, it's right at the exit of the turn. So,
and
like,
he did go off track when he did that as well.
So
it could very much be the track being very green at this moment.
Yeah, that's true. This does mean that experience will matter in how well they can approach the corner if it's as troublesome as it is. Because really, if it's so bad that with certain drivers, like I wouldn't expect Sainz to make such a mistake where he snaps his rear out of an exit like this.
Yeah, we're seeing, and this is something we'll have to take a look at what happens in FP2.
Oh yeah, I think we really should look out the last turn.
So this will be. Is there tailwind on that corner, chat?
Yeah, does anyone have some sort of wind data, anything of the sorts?
Jose's also pointing out turn 3 is also that's where Schwartzman had an issue, and we've seen
he had a snap. I only know of two drivers. First, Schwartzman with that snap, and who was it? Porsche with bottoming out around that region. Was there anyone else?
We've seen a couple other issues in that sector as well. So in that particular part of the track, that particular turn.
Yeah.
Yellow flag. Why do we have a yellow flag?
Isaac Hajar, is it?
Is it Hajar?
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's definitely not Hajar. Was it?
We've gone back to green flag, which means someone went off the track and has come back on. It's typically what that yellow green indication is. About 5 minutes ago in this session right now, and what's going on with the car?
I think he's preparing for a lap. Yeah, he is.
Okay,
just preparing for a lap. Let's see, he's going to be approaching turn 2 pretty soon. So far, no problems. But he set a yellow sector, which is not good news.
But he did go through there cleanly, so that's more important.
Yeah, that's true. At least knowing the line, that's probably more important than working their way up from there.
Let's see if anyone's doing a flying lap at the moment. Ricardo improvement is time. he jumps ahead Bottas. Ricardo did a 126.
Seems like Drugovic is too, and is Drugovic doing
I think he's starting a flying lap at this point. Goliath is asking where the half of the grid is. Basically, half of the grid is not on the grid because they've got to do FP1 rookie testing, and half of the grid didn't do it until now, and so it's like they've got to do it now, or they're going to be in trouble with the FIA.
So I just realized, Drugovic, he did do a faster lap, but not by much.
Yeah, Drugovic is Alonso's replacement. So, again, I'm going to go through the rookies quickly. Dennis is in for Verstappen. Hajar is in for Perez. Schwartzman is in for Leclerc. Vesey is in for Hamilton. Doonan in for Ocon. Award is in for Lando. Bierman is in for Hulkenberg. Pershear is in for Zhou. Drugovic is in for Alonso. And then O'Sullivan is in for Albon. Russell complaining about one of the rookie drivers, I believe.
Yeah, and did you see the incident warning? I think it was between Vesti and Stroll. Incident noted. So I'm not sure who was the one at fault in that. They did put Stroll's name first, though, so I'm not sure what that means.
2.5 minutes left in this session right now. So 2 minutes ago now. Yeah, this is only for this practice. I believe Djokovic has done a new fastest lap. He did a 120, not fastest lap, but new fastest time for himself, 126.360.
Yeah, new personal best. Russell is not pushing though. He's on medium tires, so
yeah, he's not pushing.
Oh, mediums. Yeah, I think it should be. Yep, it should be race lap.
Sainz right now is on a flying lap right now. Yeah, this may be all of what this is going to be it for this session at this point.
Yeah, because
I think Sainz is the only one. Sainz is the only one who's pushing. He's improved in his time. Stroll is improving.
That's good.
Yeah, those are the only two right now to keep an eye on at the moment. Russell just did 1:31, so not necessarily a great fastest lap. Sainz just did P6, 0.604 behind Russell, so within a tenth of Schwartzman's time. What's
Stroll P5? He had a bit of snap there. It was blocked a bit by the Red Bull, but still managed to get through.
Yeah, 106.31 for Stroll. That's the P5 we're talking about. And you got 15 seconds left to go in this session.
Hey.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yes, congrats in chat for Drugovic. That's definitely Schwartzman's the other one. P8. I mean, those are the next after that is Vesti P12, Doonan P12, Pershear P15, Award P15, Dennis is 16, Hajar 17th, 18th is Sullivan, and then 20th Bierman. What's going on with Magnussen? He's P19. That's not a good sign.
Definitely not.
Bierman
At least most would like to put like a fast lap run there.
What yellow flag sector 1? Did someone go off track?
Maybe they're showing Ricardo, so did he go wide or?
Why do we have a yellow flag in sector 1?
They haven't shown the incident yet.
Yeah, they haven't shown. So we have hit the checkered flag. Time has not come out. cars are coming around. We have a yellow flag in Sector 1. It's still up, but they have not shown why we have a yellow flag.
Maybe it's a graphical error at this point because you're really not focusing on the incident at Sector 1. But yeah, you did point out about Dragovic just now. I mean, P2, he's not new to the car, but P2 in a practice session as a rookie, I think that's impressive.
And he's also their reserve driver. So to see him, so it looks like so it could be.
I just saw VSC. Wait! I just saw VSC. What happened?
So it could be a test of the system for some reason. Usually see. Ooh.
Yeah, what was that? That Aston, and it's Lance Stroll. Of course it is. Man, I don't know what Stroll is doing sometimes. Really. But do they test the VSC like this? Because I have no recollection.
Yeah, this could be a test of the safety system. We usually see this at the end of a session. So this is probably what's going on. It's a test of the system. It just happened quicker than expected. We usually see that like after they've gone around. We usually see it a minute or so after the red flag when they come. Like right now, they're lining up for practice starts. And so we usually see that during this when they do their practice starts, not almost right away. So the other driver, some people are pointing out, Schwartzman is the other reserve driver. He did P8. So of the two rookies, we've got two in the top 10 of this session, Dragovic and Schwartzman. These are reserve drivers. So this is important. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the reserve drivers. That does mean that they will substitute if anything happens to the two main drivers, would it?
Yes, I mean these are the guys closest to the F1 cars as it is right now. So
it does make sense that they're both relatively already comfortable with the car, and it explains the time.
Yeah, the fact that Dragovic did P2 in this session, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and we won't know how much we can attribute that to the car or to his ability, but at least we know overall as a mix, it's showing a good sign.
No, that's ability. That's ability. That's
definitely ability.
Yeah, that's definitely ability. I mean, like he won F2 last year.
That's a good point.
It's one of those. The fact that he's not in a car now this is one of the big problems with F1 right now is that the F2 champion has no place to go because they're not allowed. Because when you win your like these rookie leagues, F3 and F2, when you win that, you're not allowed to come back. You're expected to move up. The problem with F2 though is there's no place for them to move up to.
Because F1 has all the seats and
there's only 20 seats. There's only 20 seats. Like when you go look at IndyCar, there's at least 26 seats, 26 drivers every week and week out, and there's usually more. When you get to Indianapolis, there's 33 cars on that grid. They actually bump people off the grid for tradition, and that's actually one of the reasons why Alonso's tried 3 times. He's been bumped one of the years. Bobby Rahal.
Oh, that explains. Okay.
Yeah. So Bobby Rahal, for example, is a extremely accomplished IndyCar driver. He was bumped from Indianapolis this year. He only managed to get back onto the grid because someone else had an accident and was injured. So he was their replacement in their car. But he was in his own car. He was bumped off the grid. So where's Max and Lewis? People are asking. They were basically out for rookie drivers. So I want to thank everyone who were here at this. Again, this is the Race to TV channel. This is Grash and Gaster again. We've been your commentators.
Sorry if I'm a bit quiet right now.
Is anything you want to say before we take off, Jester?
Not really. Mainly just I've never really seen so many rookies in the session just off the go like this. So yeah, I guess main thing I think we should look out for is that last turn, because it doesn't seem like many drivers are that confident to get around it. So that might prove to be an issue if we see multiple other drivers struggling there later.
So that's something we'll definitely take an eye on FT2 when we get more of the regular grid going around. We'll see who is still having an issue in that last turn. All right. It is right now 4:30 in the morning for me right now. It's going to be 2.5 hours before we get back to FP2. We'll be back. We should be back. So when this stream ends, you'll come to the FP2 stream. And so in about 90 minutes, we'll be back with music. I will be back for FP2. I guess you're going to be back for FP2 for me as well?
I'll try.
Okay, well, if you are, great. You'll definitely have me back for FP2. That will be in about 2.5 hours. So we will see you then. Take a nap. Don't go to full sleep. Be back, and we'll see how things go when we got the full grid back in FP2.
All right.
We'll see you soon, everyone.
Bye, guys.